Hello there, welcome to the Christmas week here on the YouTube channel for me. Bit of a strange week this week. I have had a request from followers and it's something I've been planning to do for a while, so hey, Christmas week's here. This week is going to be a whole load of decks that I've done in the past that I'm doing updates on, and because A, I've built them in paper, and B, I've been keeping them updated as we've gone along through the years. So some of the decks from sort of like 2 years ago are a little bit outdated now and they needed to have the updates sorted out. But we are doing that today, and we're kicking off with this one, as you all know, because you're here for it. It's Miirym, Sentinel Wyrm, 3 green, blue and red for a 6/6 legendary creature with Dragon Spirit type and flying a wall too. And as you know, whenever you play a dragon, you get a copy of it, as long as it's not a token. And it isn't legendary. Miirym I play when I've had enough. I get literally beaten up by everybody when I play Miirym because the deck I had on MtGO was good. But that one hasn't stayed in line with my own paper version. So I'm correcting that today, and we're just going to go through this today and have a bit of fun looking at how I've updated Miirym over the last couple of years. So here we go. So, one of the biggest issues I've developed with Miirym over the years is things get countered. So, my paper version, and now the version I'll be playing on MtGO when I'm back streaming, will be a Lazorius Shepherd to stop everything being counted, all the green spells being counted, and that stops Miirym being counted. That's the main thing. I need to make sure Miirym hits, and this lets you get around all the issues with it. Birds of Paradise is also here as another one of the few non-dragon creatures in the deck to make sure we can get the extra mana on the go. Dragon Servant in to keep down the cost, and then Coalescer, Scale Singer appears. One of the things I found with Miirym, the more I played them in paper, was that I was often sitting there with nothing to cast in my hand because I'd drawn a land or there was nothing there, and yeah, this gets me round it by letting me play my dragons off the top of my library, so I'm happy with that. Dragon Speaking Shaman still in to cut the cost down. Patron of the Arts is definitely a new addition. It comes into play, gives us a treasure. It dies, it gives us a treasure. With Miirym in play, getting a couple of treasures when they die, when the patron dies or enters, really helpful. One of the big ones that's coming now is Sarkhan Solar Flame. Dragon spells you cost 1 less to cast, and you get to make them a copy. Except its name is Sarkhan Solar Flame when you do the copy, and it's legendary in addition to its other types. So it does get round the legendary rule for some of the creatures, which is really nice. The newer dragons coming in, Bonehall Dracosaur's here, Dragonhawk's here, Nax was here already, Goldspang, Scourge of the Valkus. I'm not going to go through all these because I think you probably know them all by now. Terror of the Peaks, and one of the new ones from Foundations, Twin Flame Tyrant. Doubling up on your damage you deal with your dragons has been amazing for me in paper, and I'm hoping it follows the same route here on MtGO when I play this deck when I'm back streaming. Wrathful Red Dragon I've had for a while in my main Miirym deck. It's eventually made it to MtGO, so my MtGO deck's been updated to copy it. Akoum Hellkite I just like for the landfall trigger, just to ping things off. Ancient Copper Dragon for the treasures is still here, along with Inferno of Style Mounts, Lathis, Scourge of the Throne, Ataka, Balefire, Old Gnawbone. Spawn of Thraxus was a new one going into my paper version. There's mountains in the deck, I agree, so the damage is insignificant, but it does help a little bit, so we'll keep it going, especially if you get 2 of them coming to play with Miirym in play. Terror of Mount Vesuvius, given all the double strike around, it's fantastic. Tyrant's Familiar is even better because it comes in and it's big, because you usually play this and you usually have 2 of them, so you know that's 14 damage going to a creature, or 2 creatures taking 7, which really does make a difference. Ancient Silver Dragons here, just to give us no maximum hand size and loaded card draw. Astral Dragon is just funny because the 2 tokens are a copy of target non-creature permanent except they're 3/3 dragons. Attacking in the air with a pair of Dragon Soul Rings is hilarious, just so we're clear on this, and that's why it stays put. Octavia Hellkite's here to give us those extra dragon 6/6 tokens, and Earthquake Dragon because it's just stupid. 10/10 with Flying and Trample. Can't fault it. We have 2 Planeswalkers in the deck, the ones you'd expect to see. Sarkhan the Fire-Blooded and Sarkhan Unbroken all help with the mana ramping and playing out dragons. And then we have a whole load of spells now in the deck. Collective Voyage to help us get the mana on the go. Yes, that does basically bring out all our basics, but hey, that helps. And then Green Sun's Twilight and Green Sun's Zenith are here to go and fetch our creatures and get them into play. We will play the Twilight at 5 or more, so bear that in mind. You want to hold this until you can hit that magic number. Ancient Grudge I've gone for instead of Vandal Blast because this one tends to be more relevant. I don't always want to blow up everybody's artifacts, but I do need to destroy the odd one, and flashing it back for a green helps. The Rift helps us get rid of everything and clear the board as it normally does. Farseek just goes and gets us our lands, as you know. Finale of Devastation is the other X spell. Yes, I have done this where I've given my creatures +10/+10, and they've all gained haste, and it's been very messy for all my opponents, and it works lovely. Mana Drain is now one of the most expensive cards I own in paper. It has come in, I have picked one up, and it plays in my deck very well, thank you. Nature's Law goes and gets us 2 forest card, forest card and put it into battlefield. Sylvan Shrine goes and puts something in our hand. 3 Visits also does the whole forest thing, and then we have Ranger's Path and Sky Shroud Claim to also get the other dual forest lands. Blasphemous Act gives a bit of board control, and I'm still in love with Genesis Wave. I've never been so happy to see a card reprint as I was when Genesis Wave came back in with Foundations. It has got me back into Standard in a significant way playing this card, but yeah, it's here. It's still going to be in Miirym forever. What I have done is increase the ramp, the artifact ramp. I know people don't always agree with this with green decks, but with this deck we're only playing 35 lands, so we don't need it. So we have gone with Chrome Mox, we've gone with Mox Amber, because a lot of our creatures are legendary, so we might as well have this in play. Mox Tantalite and Soul Talisman off the old Suspend trick. Elixir of Immortality to stuff everything back in when everything gets destroyed, and it does happen. Soul Ring for the ramp, Arcane Signet for the ramp. One of each of the medallions, and then one of each of the talismans that go in. Now, there isn't Dragon's Hoard in here. I find that Dragon's Hoard at 3 has been a little bit slow for me in paper, so I've taken out of the online version for now, and we're going with this ramp. Enchantments, well, Dragon Tempest had to be here. It'd be silly not to play a Dragon deck and not have this in. But then we've got Parallel Lives and Doubling Season to give us extra token copies when we have Miirym in play and we play a dragon. And Echoing Assault. Now, giving all of our creatures, all our dragon copy creatures, menace is amazing. And whenever you attack a player, choose target non-token creature that's attacking that player. Create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1. The token enters tapped and attacking and that player, and sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Now, it doesn't sound much having a 1/1 dragon, but I have copied things in the past along the lines of Ancient Silver Dragon. To get those whole extra load of cards in our hand, and our other things, they do work. It's quite nice when it works out, so bear that in mind. Land wise, I have cut it down. I think the original deck, if I remember correctly, had 37 lands in it. I have cut it down by 2 because of all the artifacts I'm now playing in the deck to make it work. And we have got, really, the lands stay the same. The only real addition to the change from the original deck I did of Miirym was Homeward Path. But beyond that, we've got all the sack lands in, we've got the shock lands in, we've got the new lands in that just lets come into play untapped. We've got 2 more opponents. Still got Temple of the False God, still got Reliquary Tower in here, and Yavimaya Cradle of Growth is also in. Yeah, and that is my latest version of Miirym, which I am playing. Now, I'm very aware there are some cards coming through from Foundations I'm not playing the deck. Looking at Banner of Kinship's not in here, for example, and the Fast Bitter Whelp. I haven't. The Fast Bitter Whelp seems a little bit weak to me. And the Banner of Kinship, I'm still not convinced by it, I'll be honest, because you're playing a dragon deck. So you've got to have a significant amount of dragons in play, then drop 5 for a banner. I'm still not convinced by it. I am trying it out in my paper version, but at the moment it's not making it onto MtGO as far as I'm concerned, because this version is now tuned and it works so well. So that's it. That's today's updated deck. In the video description down below, I'll put. No, I'm not going to. I was going to say I'm going to put the old one. There's no point. Play this one. It's good. It's really good. I'll be back tomorrow with another updated deck. I've got a special plan for Christmas Day, which is going to be something you haven't seen before. So there'll be 4 updated decks this week, plus a special one for Christmas Day. So keep your eyes out for that. And for now, please help me out. Give me a Christmas present. If you haven't been here before, hit the subscribe button. Really, please do that. I'd really appreciate it. You want to see me when I play these? The next stream will be the 28th of December in theory. And I'll be back doing my streaming stuff and catching up with everybody. So until then, enjoy this deck. Let me know what you think in the comments. I will still respond to the comments even though I'm away at the moment. They will come through and I will make sure I respond to anyone who leaves anything. But for now, thanks for watching. Take care. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another updated deck. See you then. Bye.